The hot search trends for the month of March. That's our Textination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us is Google search trends expert Marlee McAlilley. Hi, Marlee.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Great to see you once again. And so the madness of March is ending, but of course, March Madness has been one of the top search trends. Lots of searches related to men's and women's college basketball.
Yes, absolutely. This was an exciting tournament this past season because there were a lot of upsets, a lot of unexpected underdog stories rising to the top. So when it comes to the men's Final Four, there's been three teams specifically that I know haven't made it to the Final Four, I think in quite some time, or maybe even ever for some. So it's been really exciting to see lots of people searching around these teams, how they've risen to the top, lots of great different underdog stories. I know that's meant that a lot of people's brackets may have taken a hit, but it's cool to see a lot of searching. Also for the women's NCAA tournament, people are looking at, some top players. When it came to the regular season of women's NCAA, Caitlin Clark was the most searched player when it came to women. And if you look at across every state, people are actually looking more for women's NCAA than men's NCAA this month.
Wow, that's I guess progress, huh?
Yes. Pretty
Terrific.
cool to see.
Well, when it comes to entertainment, of course, we had the Oscars in March. What were some of the leading Oscar-related searches?
So we saw a lot of search interest going into the Oscars when it came to different nominees. A lot of people looking at the nominees for Everything Everywhere All at Once, different nominees when it came to animated films. That was interesting to see as well. I'm typically not the biggest watcher of animated films, but seeing so much search interest definitely made me want to check out some of the ones that people are looking at. One of them was Turning Red, I know. And then when it came to following the Oscars, a lot of people were looking at Jamie Lee Curtis's acceptance speech. It was a really great speech where she just kind of talked about how much she loves the craft of acting and thanked a lot of the people who helped her get to where she is today, including her parents. And they were actually legendary actors themselves. So a lot of search interest around her parents actually spiked this month as well.
Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis.
Yes,
Old enough to
exactly.
remember them.
Yeah.
Also in the entertainment category, lots of searches related to Succession.
Yes, Succession. It's a hugely popular show. It's returning for its fourth and final season. So people across the country were looking at, different Roy siblings that they were searching for, seeing some of the trends, anticipating what may happen this season. But it's interesting to see a lot of people love Succession. And there were some related searches for people searching for Succession. We're also searching for shows like White Lotus or Big Little Lies. So it's interesting to see a lot of those, HBO shows. It seems like people, like to watch together.
March was Women's History Month, and there was a lot of interest there too.
Yes, for Women's History Month, it definitely spikes every March. We see a lot of interest in important women in history, but something that we actually saw that was interesting over the past year and this month of March was that women in construction tripled in search interest. So a lot of people were looking at different women across industries, so women in business, women in science, and other fields, but it seems like a lot of people are looking more at women who are tackling the construction industry, which is awesome to see as well.
Terrific. Well, in the science category, daylight savings time was a trending topic.
Yes, daylight savings. People were searching when does daylight savings permanently end more than ever this past month. So people are really trying to figure out what happens with daylight savings. How long does it last? Do we lose an hour of sleep? Is there going to be a permanent end? I know there's been a lot of talk of either ending daylight savings in certain states or across the country. It seems to still be a little unclear on what the consensus is, but for now, we know that daylight savings is going to run from March to November, and it does mean that people have lost an hour of sleep. So a lot of people are also looking for different tips when it comes to sleeping and other sleep trends. Something that I'm thinking about doing is maybe getting a fitness tracker of some sort to see if I can track my sleep patterns better, because I know my sleep definitely took a hit when we lost that hour.
You got a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
So, in the food category, people were ready to celebrate Pie Day, although it's spelled a little different.
Exactly. So it's funny because when you think of Pi Day, you think normally, oh, this is something that would be a math or science category. But increasingly, people are looking to celebrate Pi Day, the mathematical number, with celebrating it by eating pie. So people are looking at different types of pies across the country. Apple pie is always the top searched pie in the US, followed by pumpkin pie. But some other pies were, garnering a lot of search interest over the past month, like blueberry pies and savory pies, especially with St. Patrick's Day. People were looking at shepherd's pie and then other types of cream pies. So, people were looking at lots of different ways that they could indulge over Pi Day and enjoy some delicious pie.
I don't know that math teachers would appreciate it, but fine. Finally, there was your odd news category, which is usually a lot of fun. And the moon was attracting some interest there.
Yes, the moon was. So this is a funny one because we do have a new moon phase every month, but people were looking at moon phases even more this past month of March, because March is special actually because there's a new moon and the spring equinox happening at the same time. And then this month, people are actually looking a lot at moon phases in relation to soulmate connections. So there's this new moon phase trend or lunar phase trend that people are looking at, where you look at your own moon phase, which is the moon phase on the day you were born, and then that of your love interests or significant others, and see if they match together to form a perfect full moon. So a lot of people are seeing how moon phases relate to their soulmates this season.
Well, the moon has always been romantic. So there you go. Is there a place people can go to for more info?
Yes, absolutely. You can go to google.com/trends to find more info on trending topics.
Great. Marlee McAlilley, thank you for spending time with us.
Great. Thanks so much for having me again.